Welcome, everyone, to the Impact of Service on the College Application, How to Make Tracking Service Hours as Digital as Your Student webinar. My name is Megan Martin, and I appreciate everyone's time and attention today. We are joined by Nikki Rodriguez from IntelliVol, a long-standing supporter of NCEA and Catholic education. IntelliVol provides web-based service tracking and reporting platforms for Catholic schools throughout the United States. During the presentation, you may ask Nikki questions or provide comments for her by using the chat and/or question functions located in the GoToWebinar panel at the right side of your screen. To use the GoToWebinar question function, click on the question bubble, click into the blank box area, and enter your question using your keyboard, and then click Send. You can also ask questions or engage others in an online discussion by visiting todaysmeet.com/impactofservice. Please note that this webinar is being recorded, and you will all receive a copy of the final recorded webinar that we will email to you in the coming days. I'm going to now turn it over to Nikki.
Hi, can everyone hear me, or can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure my sound was on. Good, well, thank you all for joining me today on the call. As you said, I'm Nikki Rodriguez, and I am the National Account Director with IntelliVol. And so I work with schools across the nation and to set up their X2Vol accounts, and I'll be leading the presentation today. So we've been partners with NCEA for a few years now, and we are excited about the opportunity to just expand our reach within the NCEA community. So I'll just go ahead and get started with the slides we have here. So most of the Catholic schools that we work with have this model of direct and indirect service. And so that may look familiar to some of you. So we may be referencing that type of service model throughout the presentation today. And X2Vol is the online platform that can meet a variety of customizations. So schools that may have this indirect or direct type service need, or just any sort of general service that our platform will accommodate for. And we're seeing a rise in direct and indirect service in Catholic schools, especially throughout the nation. 86% of all U.S. high schools recognize or require service, and we are seeing an increase in 6th to 8th grade service, just preparing them for high school, and middle schools are really trying to involve their students in the community in order to expose them to needs in the community and use it as learning opportunities as well. This is taken from the National Center of Education Statistics. We were able to do some research with colleges and universities in the past couple of years, and we wanted to share with you some of our findings. And so we have identified about 77% of the colleges and universities that we surveyed. They are interested in seeing a certified record of students' service hours. So they said they'd be interested in seeing a certified record versus just a student adding, their service hours to their application. The difference would be that it's certified, and that's something that X2Vol can exclusively offer students as they apply to college. 80% of colleges and universities agree or strongly agree that service hours positively impact college acceptance. And this is just an overwhelming majority of colleges that recognize service as something important, in addition to the extracurricular activities that the schools have. It's outside of the school that really makes the student stand out. And we asked this question that shows that 70% of colleges and universities agree or strongly agree that service history influences the final decision-making process, assuming that the GPA, SAT scores, and rigor of curriculum are equal. So those things are still at the top of the list for the things that the colleges look at, the GPA, SAT scores, and rigor of curriculum. However, next in line would be for 70% of colleges that service history really does influence the final decision-making process. So by this we can really see that colleges and universities really value service, and we've also seen a lot of colleges and universities even requiring service at their university. So those might be the type of colleges that that would really value it in the high school level if they have a requirement for their college students themselves. And service learning is being incorporated in college campuses across the nation in different types of colleges within the universities. For example, the College of Communication or the College of Education. These particular departments are requiring and encouraging service learning opportunities as part of their curriculum. So we know that the key to education is student engagement, and this is true, and service really provides an avenue for student engagement. And in the X2Vol on our online platform, what we're able to do is capture how the students are being engaged with the community, not only in the way that they log their hours, but we're able to identify where the students are serving. So we have a few different indicators when the students are online in our platform where they can identify their areas of interest and the career clusters. So when they're logging hours, they can identify where they're serving. And this is valuable to the college as well because, for example, if a student's really interested in pursuing the medical field, they can indicate the type of service they've been doing, and it's going to prepare them for a career path towards the medical field, and that can be reflected in their records in X2Vol. And some colleges may value that that specific area and that concentrated area of service throughout their high school career. And then on the other hand, we've seen that it's really valuable as well to show a variety of interests that the students have served. So maybe the student has served at many different types of areas of interest, and so they're exploring different career paths in that way. And we know that that allows a student to experience the potential career path that they may want to go into as college students. And it may affirm that, or it may discourage their interest. So we know field experience is key to the student's path to career and college readiness. One of the other ways that we encourage student engagement is by prompting the students to provide reflections every time they log hours that they have done towards the community activity. So this reflections prompt can be customized by the school in our website, and so we have some Catholic schools that really utilize this piece, and we have schools that have kind of treat it like a mini essay, and this is something that the counselors or the service directors, when they go in to view the students' hours, they can see this reflection, and you can even request that the student edit their reflection and make it grammatically correct, or maybe they didn't answer the proper questions. And this is something that we find very valuable because with using the technology, the student is able to do the service, immediately log it on their mobile app or on their desktop, and then reflect right then, right after they've served. And that is something you just don't get with the paper process, because the student volunteers, turns in their paper, and then a week later they're asked to reflect and turn in an essay about what they learned and how they were impacted by their service. And With X2Vol, you can see that right away. And it's also great to see just kind of a record from, freshman year to senior year, to see the reflections and how maybe how they reflected in their freshman year, how different it is their senior year, and how much maybe they've changed as a person or the way they're able to communicate about the community engagement that they've been involved in. So we think that's a really important piece to service and service learning, is reflecting. And as I mentioned before, the direct and indirect service, we know that both types of service, so direct service would be, person to person. They're actually tutoring students or dealing directly with people. And, indirect service is more helping behind the scenes, or, helping shelve library books or something like that. And we know that both are very valuable and may find their niche in different areas in serving. Maybe they enjoy the direct service, or they more enjoy the indirect service. And this will help them realize what areas of interest they might want to pursue after high school. Do they want to work with people, or do they want to work, more behind a computer, or doing more manual work or something like that? All of these are tied to student engagement, and we know that's the key to success, and that's where students really learn, when they're engaged, and that things that they really care about and they feel really connected to. This is just a screenshot of the interests in the student profile in our website, and this is where they're able to identify their interest in career clusters on a scale. And this is used to match them to opportunities that are posted. So when you post an opportunity, and when a nonprofit posts an opportunity, they're able, the student's profile will be matched with the particular interest in career clusters that it's assigned with. And the ones that match by a greater percentage will go to the top of the student's list of available opportunities to sign up for in the website. Here's an example of a reflections. It's just a screen capture of a piece of the logging of the hours. And you can see it can be a big paragraph here. The text is not limited. So the student can certainly write a lot about one particular entry. So this may look familiar to you. A bunch of papers and stacking of binders. You may be logging your hours like this. Was our pilot school. We're based out of Dallas, Texas, north of Dallas. And this was our pilot school. And they were having these papers for each student in triplicate. So they just had binders and papers. And they abandoned the paper process when they started with X2Vol, and they've been with us ever since. So we like to look at that picture and just see how far they've come. So if that looks familiar to you, then it's time to get digital. So just listed out here is a few benefits of going digital with X2Vol. I kind of breezed over a few of these already in our discussion, but throughout high school, students that using X2Vol can find service opportunities. They can sign up for those service opportunities. And these are opportunities that have been posted by the school or by the nonprofits if you approve of them. And they can receive reminders for the events that they've signed up for, and they will also track progress against goals and add reflections to their experience. The goals is a really important piece for schools because they have a particular requirement. So the goals can be, a 10-hour goal for indirect and a 10-hour goal for direct service. And the students can apply their hours to the particular goal and track their progress. And you, as the administrator in the account, will be able to identify what those goals are, the date ranges, and the amounts. So the school administrators also will be able to save time and money every year. We hope that going digital is beneficial for you as probably the service director that's having to manually input these hours, and you'll be able to generate real-time reports. And so that's really helpful at the end of the year, and at the end of whenever to meet service deadlines, you'll be able to generate a report to quickly see how far along your students are to meeting their goals, and to be able to recognize students who have gone above and beyond their goals. And these reports are also able to be exported into Excel, and you can save them on your database in the school, and you'll be able to sort them and kind of play with the data there as needed. You'll be able to approve, partially approve, or deny hours online. So when a student logs hours, they will come to your account as pending, and you will be able to approve them to the goal if everything's A-OK. You can partially approve them if something counts and something doesn't count, or you can deny them. And maybe a student submits something that you don't count a service that doesn't fall in line with your guidelines. You can deny it, and they can still log it, but they just won't count towards their service goal that you've identified for them. So we hope that X2Vol will help you eliminate storage and those form requirements. And obviously, you'll be able to recognize students for their service more frequently and eliminate parent phone calls related to service hour progress. We hope that parents can easily see the students' accounts and be able to tell if their students have been, logging their service hours and meeting their requirements, to hopefully ease off the burden from you for them asking, how far along has my student got on their service hours? That's one of the main perks, I think, for all of you service directors that are experiencing those parent phone calls. So the nonprofit organizations can sign up for our website as well, and it's free for them if they're invited by you all, by the high schools. And they can pretty much just post opportunities for the students, and then they will be able to verify the students' hours online. So when they post an opportunity, you'll be able to see it on your end, and you can block the opportunity if you don't want it to be shown, and you can block the entire organization if you don't want them to even be posting at all to your students. And they won't be showing until you approve them. So they go through a verification by us first, and then they come in your account, and you have to verify them to show to your students. And I also want to note that nonprofit organizations cannot access your student information. They will only see the student's first and last name if the student signs up for an opportunity that they have posted. And you'll only be able to see nonprofits in a 50-mile radius from your school address. So you'll be able to limit that radius, but you won't be having to filter through nonprofits from all over the country that have joined our site. And the great part about them having an account with us is once the student logs their hours after they served, the nonprofit can log in and verify the hours that the student has done. And then you'll be able to see that when you go into approve. You'll be able to see that the nonprofit has actually verified it. And that way, they won't have to sign a piece of paper to say, yes, the student was here. And on that verification, you'll be able to see their contact information, everything. If there's any question about it, you can audit it and contact the nonprofit. So we've been working with schools nationwide and in Canada, and we see many trends in service in the past couple of years. For public schools, we're seeing more general 4-year goals, chords given at graduation for service, and also services recognized in extracurricular clubs such as NHS and Key Club. Catholic schools, we see a little bit more of detailed service goals, so not so general. Maybe semester goals, the indirect or indirect hours. We see service goals by category, maybe different types of way of labeling service, things that are recognized towards campus ministry or service learning. And we've also seen a lot in Catholic schools the corporal works of mercy type service. And of course, these are required for graduation in most Catholic schools. So X2Vol is able to customize your account based on your type of service and your reporting needs. So whether a school has a 4-year, 20-hour goal, or if it has a goal every semester or every quarter for 10 hours every school year. We're able to set up your X2Vol account by groups and goals to meet those needs. And your reports will be reflected by the goals that we set. And our support team, and myself included, assists the customers in the school, counselors and service directors, to set up these goals to ensure that they're set up to best meet your needs. So here we have a couple screenshots that I wanted to show you of our website that will show you just kind of how it looks. And this is the school administrator dashboard, and you can see this bulletin board feature, which is something really nice that you can utilize for anything that you may want. So you can post here, you can recognize a student, recognize or call out a service opportunity, or you can just put a general guideline there that you may need to communicate to your students. And from the dashboard, there's all these quick links to get to the main things that you're going to be doing in the website, such as approving hours and managing groups and verifying students who have just joined the website. Let's see, this is the Approve Organization screen. So these are organizations that have joined the site that we have approved because this particular school has approved these organizations to post opportunities to their students. You can post on-campus events, as we discussed earlier, and these can be narrowed to particular school groups. So you can post an on-campus event just to the freshman class, for example, or you can post it to the entire school. We have advanced scheduling features, so you can post something that's going to show up in the future for students. And also one of our advanced scheduling features is to be able to post multi-day shift events. And what I mean by that is something like a mission trip. So maybe you want the same set of volunteers to sign up for a 5-day service project. You would post a multi-day shift event, and those same set of 20 volunteers would be signed up for 4 days of this for the same project. So you can have ongoing opportunities and scheduled opportunities. And then what I just discussed are more of the advanced scheduled opportunities. So the goal-specific approval is just that you can filter the pending hours by group and goal so that you know where the students have applied their hours. So, for example, you probably want to filter it by indirect and direct service if you have two different goals for those types of service. And I also didn't mention earlier that the goal setups can be exclusive or they can double dip. So if you have goals that you may want to have the hours count towards both of them at the same time, then they can double dip. And this is all part of setting up the particular goals. But if you have goals or requirements that can only count for a specific thing, such as NHS hours can only count for NHS and nothing else, then we would create that goal setting to be exclusive. And that's all part of the setup process that you'll do with our customer support team whenever you first subscribe to X2Vol. And here's a screenshot of our real-time reports. So we talked about the group and goal report where you can see how far along the students are to meeting their goal. We also have a date range report, which allows you to filter the report by date range and select just a particular class group of students. And this will give you a cumulative total of all of students' hours logged in that particular date range. And then we have the areas of interest report, and that is to show you what types of places your students are serving. So we have identified 5 different areas of interest that the colleges have, that in our research that colleges have recognized that they want to see where students are serving, and you'll be able to pull a report on that as well. Here's a couple screenshots of the student side. So when the student signs in, they'll see the student dashboard and they can see the bulletin board, and they have kind of quick links here to their account. So they can see a snapshot of their hours and their goals on the left side. Here's their activity log where they manage all the activity that they've done. And this is where they can add hours, edit their entries, see if they've been approved or not, verified or not. And this is the service transcript. So it's pretty much the printable version of the activity log, and it's a history of all that they've done. And this is what they can submit to the scholarship applications or their college applications. And they're able to expand the description or hide the description if they want it to be more concise. And X2Ball has released the official service transcript, which is something that the students can order that from our site that will be sent directly to the college that they indicate on their order form. And this is all through their account on the website. And it's certified document that is has an embossed seal that's sent directly from our company to this college. And this is to accompany their college application to make them stand out.
Nikki, quick question for you. I've got someone that's leaving a couple minutes early, but she was just wondering, how long have you guys been working with schools?
We've been working with schools now for about 4 years.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yes, we launched in 2010, yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks.
Yes. That's the end of my presentation. So if anybody else has questions, I know we have about 30 minutes left as far as the scheduled webinar time goes, but I'm open to discussing anything that anybody has questions on.
Jenny, I'm sorry, Michelle. Jeez, Nikki.
Nikki, yes.
I'm looking at all the names of people posting questions. I apologize. What are the costs for IntelliVol?
Yes. So it's based off student enrollment, and we have so the setup fee is $250, and that is a one-time setup fee, and then the annual subscription cost is based off of enrollment, and it's $1.25 per student for a minimum of $750. So if you have so you would have to multiply your student enrollment by $1.25, and if that is under $750, then your annual subscription fee would be $750.
Okay, thank you. And what's the difference in the report summary between verified and approved hours?
That's a great question. So the verified hours are by the organization, the third-party nonprofit agency. So we call that org verified. And then the approved is by the school. So the school approval trumps the verification. So the verification isn't necessary for the school to approve the hours. We have schools that utilize different avenues of verification. Maybe the nonprofits communicate with the schools in different ways to verify the hours, or the verification within X2Ball is not required for that approval. The approval is what counts towards the goals. So when the school approves the hours, those goal hours increase for the student.
Okay, thank you. Another question is it possible for each teacher to track their students? Well, a service coordinator would need to track everyone. Is this something that's possible? So they're saying that right now their religion teacher tracks hours for their class. Is it possible for each teacher to track?
Yes, and we do have several Catholic schools that have that kind of model. So the theology teachers would have their own group, and we would have the students join the particular theology teacher group each year, and the teachers could be X2Ball users, and we could make them group managers rather than administrators. So maybe the service coordinator would be the administrator of the account, and the teacher would be a group manager over the group that is their class of students for that year. And so there could be goals, general goals in the graduating class groups that the service coordinator kind of reviews, and then more specific narrow groups by semester or by class period, or specific goals, I meant to say, under the class group that the teacher would view and manage and approve hours. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Somebody else asked that their X2 Vol doesn't look like what's being shown. Is there a reason for that? Is there different versions? Or?
Well, this is our updated platform that we'll be releasing in the end of June. So I'm glad to have some X2 Vol customers on the call today. So yes, that's why your account doesn't look like the one that we showed today, is because we are updating our website at the end of June, and your account will look like this in a couple months. And with that update, it's not only going to just look kind of look a little different, it's going to have some new features that our customers have been asking for, and that's really exciting. So for all of our current customers, will receive plenty of communication from us on what those updates will be.
Thank you. Another question is, our students are only allowed to enter a maximum of 24 hours for a particular event. Is that something that they can change? Can they alter all the numbers and everything?
Yeah, so in our updated platform that's going to be released in a couple months, the student will be able to enter up to 100 hours per one entry. So that's one of the feedback that we've gotten from several customers that we are going to change in our upcoming update.
Excellent. Well, I think that looks like that's about it for the questions that I see. Oh, wait, here's one more. Are schools which are using this finding that the nonprofits are logging in to verify hours, or are many nonprofits still emailing or submitting paper verification? We could potentially have hundreds of verifiers.
That's a great question, and from our experience in working with schools, we see that communities that really aren't connected already to the nonprofits, or that have several schools in their area that are using X2 Vol. So let's say a district that is using X2 Vol. If they are all using it, then their nonprofits are really utilizing the website, because it's mutually benefiting for the nonprofits to post and gain volunteers in the area, and all the students in that particular area of town are, searching for opportunities on the website. So that's the best case scenario. And then we have some schools that are still using, as you said, kind of paper process or email process. But it really comes down to the schools pushing the nonprofit that contact them to the website. So we don't really have the contact to your nonprofits, but if you encourage them to join the website and verify there, we see that there's a high success rate in those situations. But it is a cultural and behavioral shift, and so the first year there's that transition and pain of the cultural and behavioral shift. But each school is different, and our service program specialists are very happy to consult with schools and brainstorm with schools on options of how to resolve that verification piece so that it's not more work for the schools. And actually, in addition to the nonprofits having their account, one of the other pieces of verification that can happen is when a student logs a personal project, so something that they maybe didn't sign up for within X2 Vol. It's something that they just posted on their own. They can enter an email for the contact of that project, and that person will receive an email with a link to verify the hours in their email. So that sometimes solves the problem of the hundreds of verifiers. You know, if you have so many students volunteering in so many different areas, maybe there's no way that all those nonprofits are going to, you know, join our site. They log a personal project and put that email in there, and they can verify the hours via the link.
Sure.
So we see that's worked pretty good.
Oh, good. One more question. Can we control if we want agencies to verify but not post opportunities?
In that situation, we would encourage the schools to ask the students to post those projects that they do with that nonprofit as a personal project.
Okay.
Because if the nonprofit has an account with us, or with the website, and you allow them to post, or you allow them to post to your school, they would be able to post and verify in their account. So maybe they just don't have an account, and all they do is verify the hours by being listed as the contact.
Well, thank you very, very much. It looks like that is the end of our questions and concludes today's The Impact of Service on the College Application, How to Make Tracking Service Hours as Digital as Your Student webinar. We appreciate your time and invite you to stay in touch by visiting our website at ncea.org and the IntelliVol website at intelliVol.com.